Hello, and what is going on, everybody? It is Master of the TDS, and I am joined by my lovely wife,
WritingRaven.
And we're back for another episode of Psycho-Synopsis.
Indeed.
The segment where we summarize all the Psycho for you. Just a scattering of topics throughout the week, all summarized into a neat little package for you to consume and enjoy at your leisure.
You are welcome.
So we got a couple topics to discuss today, including one that's going to be a little bit out of our usual, but we felt like we had to cover it anyways.
Yeah.
We're going to be careful with it.
Absolutely.
Anyways, without further ado,
let us bring in our first client, Tron.
After 12 years, there's still no sign of the sequel to Tron Legacy we were promised. It hasn't been cancelled, the film's development is just torpidly slow to the point of achieving radio silence.
I don't even remember them announcing a sequel.
They did. Now, I liked Tron Legacy.
Me too.
I also like the original Tron, obviously.
I never saw the original Tron.
That has to be rectified.
Indeed.
Great, now everyone's gonna be mad at us. I can see the comments already. Yes, we'll add it to the ever-growing list of things that we need to watch but don't have time to watch because stuff.
Forgive us for growing up in private school!
Jared Leto, when he was being interviewed for Morbius coming out, he mentioned this little tidbit about the next Tron sequel coming out, which again was something that they promised. He gave us basically a non-answer. He said it's not canceled, but they're basically going very, very slow, and that's pretty much all we know. I liked Tron Legacy. I would love to see a sequel, hopefully. I hope they don't make it like all funny.
True. I mean, the last thing I remember about Tron was seeing the start of Flynn's Arcade being built in California Adventure, which I thought would be pretty interesting. Like, hide a little Tron ride in there?
I believe they actually have Flynn's Arcade built there. I don't know if they have a Tron. I think that there was supposed to be some sort of Tron coaster I've heard about.
I mean, it would be cool if the entrance to it were in the Flynn Arcade. I just remember seeing it being built.
I think that they missed opportunity to have those light bikes be a ride.
Oh, absolutely.
Missed opportunity.
Absolute missed opportunity. Or a light show made up of the Tron games.
That I think they actually had planned. I don't know. Long story short, with the pandemic and everything happening, that got put aside. Whether we'll see that, I don't know. Hopefully we will see a Tron sequel. I mean, again, I can't vouch that it'll be good.
Yeah, given how movies are these days.
But, I wouldn't be opposed to the idea, I guess.
Yeah, same.
So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
True.
But, I mean, we at least know that it's not canceled, so hooray. I guess, maybe.
So anyway, let's move on. Our next client is Spy Kids.
Who, what, when, where, and why?
Are they making this?
I don't know.
Nor I.
The filmmaker who is behind The Book of Boba Fett will write and direct the relaunch for the streaming service Skydance Media and Spyglass Media Group. This is apparently going to be like a Netflix reboot of Spy Kids, which, as you can see from the thumbnail, they already did this.
Yeah, and it was not needed.
They made an animated series of it, and, it was okay. I didn't watch it myself. I thought that, look, Spy Kids 1 through 3 were always... Obviously, nothing will beat the first one, but they were not bad, I guess, compared to today's standards. Mm-hmm. 4 was a travesty.
It was okay, but it did not need to be made.
I literally turned it off.
Really?
Yeah. I turned the movie off.
I was just bored.
I don't do that very often. When I turn a movie off, it means I'm really not that... It means it's bad. You've already tried with Spy Kids 4 and then this, animated series, which I don't know how well it did. It was Spy Kids Mission Critical. I don't really know how well it did.
Nor I.
But Netflix track record with adapting things haven't been very good lately.
Yeah, this is gonna go downhill.
And also, why? Whoever thought, yes, we need to reboot Spy Kids?
They're already diverse. Their dad's Latino.
They don't care about the diversity quota, I think, in this sense. I don't know what they're going to plan to do with it. It might make them more diverse. They might... I don't know. Point being, putting all that aside, there's no reason for them to reboot it. There's no reason for it to exist. Leave it alone.
They can't leave anything alone.
Some franchises are better left where they are. Nobody is going to watch your reboot more than the originals. I haven't watched the originals in ages, and I have really little interest in doing so. But I also don't really have any desire to watch a reboot.
I'd rather watch the originals.
Now, could it be good?
Maybe if they do it right, which we know they probably won't.
I mean, this is a property that if rebooted correctly could potentially be something very good. But given Hollywood and the way that Netflix has been handling things, I have zero hope for this. So it's not like it's something that I'm just like, maybe it'll be good. It's like, nah, it's gonna be trash.
Yeah, probably. Let's just leave it at that.
Put it this way. Have anybody, let us know, have any of you watched or heard of Spy Kids Mission Critical?
No.
I knew it existed, but that's about it.
I didn't. At least I don't think I did.
As Floop says, there's no reason why this has to be a thing.
Moving on. Our next client is someone who really does need therapy, and his name is Ezra Miller.
Justice League and Fantastic Beasts actor Ezra Miller reportedly had to be escorted off a property by police after allegedly bursting into a couple's bedrooms, threatening them, and proceeding to commit theft.
Yeah, he needs therapy.
This was all after getting mad at someone at a bar and lunging at them and someone playing darts and then stealing a karaoke microphone and shouting obscenities. And as you can see from his fashion sense, something is very, very wrong here.
You diagnosed him earlier in the week.
Yeah, go watch that if you want more details. It's short. Ezra Miller is known a lot for right now as being the Flash in the DC movies. Haven't really seen him, to be honest. I'll be completely upfront. I'm more of a Marvel guy. Old, good Marvel, not the new stuff.
Marvel does tend to be better than DC usually.
I saw Man of Steel. I saw Batman vs. Superman, part of it. It got really terrible. I turned it off, and I've never watched anything from them ever since.
Batman vs. Superman, why didn't I walk out of the theater? I was so confused by that opening scene. It made no sense.
I literally turned it off, and I've never watched a DC movie ever since. And then look, I know that there have been some good ones out there, and I'm not saying that there hasn't been. I just have no interest. I already had very little interest to begin with because I was more a Marvel guy. But then having that, it was just like, yeah, my little interest was gone.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller is a problem.
That's an understatement.
He's a problem because he is causing all this trouble. This is not the first time. He also choked out a pregnant woman at one point, and at another point made a video about how he's going to attack the KKK.
Why? Oh, right, he's insane.
And he dresses in these weird outfits, which is supposed to be some kind of queer fashion. Look, putting aside, have nothing against people who identify as whatever. That is weird looking.
Understatement.
And I'm sorry, but when people in Hollywood come out as whatever it is, usually my gut is to say that they're actually not that, and that they're usually just trying to use it as a platform. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
But your gut is usually right.
Regardless, he needs severe help. If anybody who knows him, or if he somehow stumbles upon this video, because you never know, please, dude, go get some help, please.
You need a straitjacket and a padded cell.
Honey.
What? I'm not wrong. He's a violent one.
Yes, I think he needs therapy and he needs treatment for whatever it is that he has going on, and it could potentially be more drug use related, so he needs a rehab. A padded cell, whatever, wouldn't fix this problem. I honestly hope that he gets, the help that he needs, because it would be terrible to have something happen to him because he didn't get the help, and people have been kind of, enabling his behavior.
True. Still.
Not someone I want to meet down a dark alley someday. Let's just put it that way.
Let's hope he doesn't end up as one of your clients.
Nope. Conflict of interest. Bye. Conflict of interest does mean I have none.
Ouch. Next in our waiting room is Morbius.
Reviews for Morbius have begun to flood in, and according to critical opinion, it seems the Jared Leto-led superhero film may be one of the worst Marvel films of all time.
And that's unfortunate, because I was looking forward to this one.
Now, at the time of making this image, that might have changed since then, the critics' score was 15%, and the audience score is 64%. What I've heard is some of the CGI and some of the pacing and stuff has issues. Otherwise, I've heard it's okay. Whether it is or not, I don't know. I would say personally it's a shame to hear this.
Yeah. I like Morbius as a character. I love vampires in general. This is a movie I was really looking forward to. Maybe I should have been concerned that it got put off so much.
Yeah, when it started to get put off a lot, that was when my warning flags went up, because it was like, if it was good or whatever, why would you not put it out? And Sony has had a good track record with these movies so far. And again, keep in mind, critics are not the default people you should look to for ratings because they decide based on other factors.
Yeah.
But I've been told that this is not very good. And this is from people who are like, fans, whatever, that it's just a movie that didn't need to be made. It's got some weird end credit scenes. Again, we're not going to spoil anything here. I honestly, hearing all this, don't really have an interest in going to see it.
Hearing all this, I am losing my interest in seeing it, which is really a shame, because I wanted to see this one.
I'd rather wait for this one to come out on something and watch it there, and probably go to the theaters for Sonic. I think Sonic's gonna be very good.
Oh, absolutely, we're going to see Sonic.
Even if I've heard critics saying other things about them, but again, I take the opinions of critics very, 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 very low.
You forgot a very, or two.
I don't know. It wasn't worth it.
Fair enough. Like we said, it's a shame.
It's a shame. I think it could have been done well. At the same time, I'm kind of getting tired of the let's make villains into misguided heroes trope that they seem to be going for, which, again, I don't know if they've done it with this one.
But isn't Morbius technically an anti-hero?
I don't know, honey. I know that they made, like, Venom 1 now, and it's, like, Carnage now is coming in. It's like, I don't need to have every single villain be a misguided, I was a hero, but I got messed up. It could just be that there are some bad people out there.
Yeah, I heard they were doing that with Kraven.
I ain't craving that one, let me tell you.
Ouch. Good one.
But, I guess if you want to call this anything, it's undead.
That was a bad one. That was a very bad pun, my dear.
I'm leaving it in anyways.
Fine.
Hit that like button if you think my pun's good, because my wife has bad taste.
I'm just not as good at puns.
There.
Sad kitty. Let's move on. Next up, we have SheHulk.
Multiple sources close to the production of Marvel's upcoming She-Hulk series have reportedly indicated that the upcoming Tatiana Maslany-led Disney Plus debut of The Jade Giantess is not shaping up to be very good.
Shocker. Really?
You mean the thing where, as you can see, showrunner, Dana Schwartz, every straight relationship. Really? It might not be good? You sure about that?
Well, I can tell she certainly doesn't have the Schwartz.
Now, what we're hearing is that this is going to be like a political comedy?
That sounds horrible.
Why? I know that She-Hulk is supposed to be like an attorney and whatever. I get all that. But you could have done it in a way that actually made it, worth watching.
I mean, Suits did an okay job. Hell, Daredevil did an okay job.
What? You're decided that it's gonna be a comedy now? Let's be honest, the only thing that's been a little bit comical is how bad the Disney Plus Marvel shows have.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not saying you can't like the shows or have fun. My opinion is I haven't seen anything very...
worthwhile?
I haven't seen something worth it. That's what I haven't seen. I've heard, this is okay, and that's okay, and it's like, but where's the oomph?
Nowhere.
I liked Iron Man, the first one. That was done well. The movies were decent, and then they went downhill real quick.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard anything worth going on Disney Plus for. Not that I would. I have no interest in going on there to begin with. But yeah, with her being the showrunner, and hearing it's going to be a political comedy, I don't expect good things from this one.
Absolutely not, but that was a given.
Then again, if we're going to compare this to how Ms. Marvel might end up doing...
Ooh dear.
I don't know. Because, spoiler alert, people don't like Ms. Marvel that much. You can scream and shout about how we're wrong, but I don't think it's going to do well. Now, I could be completely wrong, and if I am, I will own up to that. But I don't think there are that many fans as they think there are.
Yeah, probably.
She-Hulk smash?
I guess?
More like She-Hulk ratings crash.
Ouch! That was not bad. Let's move on. Next up, we have X-Men.
In a move that surely has no possibility of backfiring, Marvel has confirmed in the premiere issue of Immortal X-Men that, at least within their 616 continuity, the miracles performed by the Christian savior, Jesus Christ, were not the result of his holy essence, but rather a latent X-gene.
So basically, they made the founder of Christianity into a mutant. And all of his miracles were just mutant powers.
As you guys know, my wife and I are Jewish. We have no problem with you believing what you want to believe.
We just have different beliefs by our religion.
That's true. But, even so, I think this is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, they already made Santa Claus a mutant.
I don't even see why it had to have been a thing mentioned. I know why in this comic it was, because it was specifically like they're saying the Phoenix is the Messiah or whatever. Like, I don't even know.
Wasn't the Phoenix technically a god?
All I know is that they're planning to, like, do another Hellfire Gala, and it's just like, no.
Yeah.
As you can see, he literally talks about it here. I think this is stupid. Why?
I don't know.
I'm surprised they didn't stick Soft Serve in the back there somewhere, I will say.
Ew.
And if you want to know who Soft Serve is, go look her up. I'm not wasting any more video time talking about stupid ideas.
Yeah, I don't know why that one has to exist.
Dumb idea, dumb premise. Can't wait to roast the next Hellfire Gala. The fire will be because we roasted it so hard.
That's not bad. I'll roast marshmallows.
Yeah, that'll be more interesting. How about that, guys? Let's have a marshmallow roast of the Hellfire Gala. Let's make it a live stream.
Yes!
Look at the live stream and just have like all the images and flames, and then have
With
like our little marshmallows on sticks.
Yes! With chocolate and graham crackers too! Great, now I want s'mores!
Yo, Becky!
But I want s'mores!
Maybe later.
Okay.
We don't have any, so no.
I know. Sadness.
But yeah, stupid idea. Leave religions alone. Don't come after ours. Don't go after anybody's. Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, I can't imagine Christians being okay with this.
And by help, I mean you probably want to get people who can actually write.
Like me, but I don't want to work for you. Anyway, let's move on. For our last client of the day, we have Disney.
So this is the topic that we're going to be a little bit careful with because it can be very controversial.
And I'll let you take the lead on this one.
It is becoming more clear why LGBT activists are angered at the idea of having less access to your children. Now, I'm just reading that from Bounding into Comics. We're not going to comment on the political aspects of all this because it could be very messy. We obviously have our opinions, but this is not what we do.
No.
Instead, we're going to talk about the leaked Zoom calls from Reimagine Tomorrow, talking about how they're going to be pushing LGBTQ representation and making 50% of their characters whatever. We have no problem with representation. But if you're coming out of the get-go saying that you're going to need 50% of them to be this or whatever, make a good story and put it in originally. That's what we tell you to do. Nobody cares about the characters when you make their identity based around, well, they're different.
Yeah, that's not a character.
It's weird. I don't know why it would even be something that comes up in a Zoom call. It hasn't been working, and there are various articles and stuff out there that show that this is harming people, not helping them. So my professional opinion, putting aside the politics, whatever, is that make original stories and put the characters in a way where that organically fits the narrative. Don't make the character that, oh, well, this is their gender and that's who they are. Nobody likes that. Even the people you're trying to pander to don't like that.
Seriously.
People on Twitter are not reality. When you go on Twitter and people go, yes, oh my God, they don't buy the product, they don't watch the content, they don't care. You'll get retweets, you'll get likes, but that'll be it. And guess what? Retweets and likes don't equal profit. So maybe instead of trying to come right from the get-go to try to push this stuff, maybe take a step back, recognize that you want to be more representative, and build a story with that in mind, but not the central plot. Because then you make stories that nobody wants to see.
And stories that children don't understand.
Absolutely. And so that's my take on it. Again, people may have wanted us to kind of go more in depth on how we felt about certain things, but that's not what we do on this channel.
No, we try not to get political.
So, just saying that I think it's a silly idea. I think these Zoom calls are silly. I think the Reimagine Tomorrow program is probably one of the worst ideas Disney's had. And I think this is going to backfire and blow up in their face, which it seems to already be doing.
Oh, yes. I'll get the popcorn.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it on that. Again, we could go into a lot more here, but again, we try to keep off of this kind of stuff. So you guys could go look it up more if you want to know for yourself. But basically, please make original stories first, then make the characters. Don't make original characters. And by original characters, I mean, well, this guy's this and this guy's that. So therefore, build story. No. Make the story and put the character into it. Do not build a story around having different characters, because that's when it falls apart.
But they can't do that because they have no creativity.
They're coming from the get-go announcing that that's what they want to do. It's not about creativity. I'm sure there are people on the thing who are creative and could actually do something, but it doesn't matter because they're coming at it with this agenda of wanting to push this stuff. So it doesn't matter because they don't even take creativity into account. They're coming into it thinking, we need to do this. And again, there's a way to do it that could work. This is not it.
Just please focus on making stuff for children. Let's move on before we get angry. With that being our last client, which really does need therapy, we now move on to the diagnosis of the week.
And we have an interesting diagnosis for you today.
Do tell.
So the diagnosis for this week is pseudologia fantastica.
Please explain.
Basically what it is it's also known as pathological lying to some degree. And basically what it is it's people who create like fabrications and crazy narratives and get caught up in the reality of that narrative and basically lose themselves and kind of, get stuck in it and believe it's true, and that becomes central and persistent to their life, even though it was only just based on fabrication. This is a lot of what's happening in Hollywood lately. We've seen it in a bunch of different places. People look at things, they misread things, they don't understand things, and it becomes something that they build this whole crazy narrative around when it was never meant to be that way to begin with. Given everything going on, we see a lot of people pushing these narratives that people like these kinds of shows and like these kinds of whatever, but they get it in their head that that's the case and it's not the reality. But they build their narratives around that, like trying to make 50% of all characters going forward into LGBTQ plus whatever, and they forget that reality doesn't work that way. And representation is okay, but coming at it from that standpoint doesn't work. So that's why I feel like this is a great diagnosis for this week.
I completely agree.
And now we've come on to the remedy of the week.
And this week we will be sending you to Az from Heel vs. Babyface. Great guy, great content, extremely funny, has good opinions, and is almost at 300,000 subs. Plus it's his 10-year anniversary on YouTube.
It's almost his 10-year anniversary on YouTube. It'll be April 10th, I believe. And he's very, very close to 300K. Now, he's way, way bigger than we are, and we're not expecting necessarily to do much, but if any of you have not heard of him, we suggest you go over and check out his content. He does make some great content. He's a funny guy, and it would be great if we could get him there before his 10-year anniversary on YouTube.
Absolutely. You're welcome, Az!
So grab your wrestling poses and head on over.
And tell him Gothic Therapy referred you.
Indeed. That's all we have for this week. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and also make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe with notifications on so you do not miss your weekly therapy session.
Or you will be charged.
Also, remember, if you subscribe, your first session is free.
Also, you can find links to all of our socials in the description below. You can also find links to our merch and our Discord server called The Clinic. Go check them out.
So that's all we got for this week, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Gothic Therapy, out.